Well, hey, friends, and happy July. Welcome back to the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm your host, Wendy Batten, and this is episode 216 podcasts. I'm just so excited that you're here listening to us and that we've been doing our podcast for this long, helping retailers. I love it. I hope you love it too. And thank you so much for all the feedback we've been getting lately. So many retailers. This month, I want to take it a little easy on you. We've been doing our coffee break series, and this is maybe an extension of that. It is a Summer of Ease post podcast. No, not a post podcast. It's Summer of Ease podcast. For you, I want to try to make things a little bit easier so you can enjoy the summer. So we are knee deep into summer and I don't want it to pass you by. So today's podcast, I am going to share with you some tips, some ideas, some strategies, some things that you might want to do to lighten up and make things a little bit easier and lighter. Who's in for that? Hands up. I can feel your hands up right now. So today we are going to share some tips, some ideas, some strategies. So grab a coffee or your tape gun or whatever you're doing right now. I recently, on a side note, because this is what Wendy does, I recently asked people what they were doing while listening to the podcast, and it was so fun to see all of the answers. So generally it's out walking or in the car or on their way to the shop. I've had people say that they're on long road trips. So hey, if that's you and you're on a long road trip, thank you for binging us right now. I feel like it's a lot of Wendy when people tell me they've done 2 or 3 podcasts in a row, but thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of retailers tell me that they are doing counting inventory or stocking or something. So hey, shout out to you. I feel you. I see you. I appreciate you being out there. So let's get on with the show. I'm going to share some tips with you on how we can make things a little easier, lighten up, a little bit lighter, a little bit easier this year. Let's go. Running a retail business doesn't have to be so hard. Welcome to the Creative Shop Talk podcast, the go-to podcast for creative shop owners, studio owners, and independent retailers. I'm your host, Wendy Batten, retail business coach and mentor. Each week, I'll share simple, proven business strategies, inspiring stories from fellow retailers, and advice from industry experts. Together, we're going to work to find the success you want from your retail business with more profits in your till and a little more joy in your life. Okay, first up, and I've been sharing this with my clients, I've been sharing this with my inner circle members, I've been sharing this all over the place, and recently we had a mid-year review inside our retailers' inner circle, and this was a primary plan of mine, was to make sure that number one, we are planning out time for rest, and number two, we're planning out time for fun this summer. Come on, I don't care how busy your shop is, if it's really busy in the summer or if it's slow in the summer. We carry around sometimes this obligation ball, like this big giant I should be ball, I should be doing all these things. But this is a season for fun. We have to have some fun. Our businesses should be built to support our life and our lifestyle. And part of that should be rest and fun. So I want to remind you that if you have young kids, you have 18 summers with those kids. We hear that all the time. And let me tell you, my child left at 19. She flew to New Zealand and never came back. Well, she's been back, but that's where she lives now. And there's 18 summers. So don't let your busy work schedule interfere with things that do matter to you. I often say, show me your calendar and I'll show you what you value. If your time is not blocked off for rest, if your time is not blocked off for health and wellness and life, like we deserve life. We didn't get into this business not for life. You don't value those. So double dog dare you to put that on your calendar. So schedule in some fun, schedule in some rest. Rest isn't a reward. Vacation isn't a reward. It is part of your work, part of your responsibility as the CEO of your business for you to be rested well. All I'm going to say about that. I know that we hear that a lot, but I want you to really think about it. And number 3, so the 3 big ones are have some fun get some rest, and don't lose momentum. And this is where we start picking up those balls of shoulds again, and the guilt, and I should be working and I should be doing more. And here's the thing, I just don't want you to come into September, maybe when the kids go back to school, or maybe when life gets back to normal, or whatever that is, whatever that looks like to you. And all of a sudden, summer went by and you maybe didn't do the things you wanted to do, or maybe you did a little too much. You had all kinds of time off and you took your foot way off the gas, and now you got to push the gas again, and you've got to oh my gosh, you're behind and you feel all this. We don't want that. We don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. You don't want that. So I have some ideas that might help you today. Keep the momentum without the stress or without the craziness. So it's almost like just keeping your foot on the gas, but not overdoing it, not speeding down the road. So we don't want to be, speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. And in retail, we know what's coming. It's like Q4 is coming. So let's do some things so that we can enjoy and rest and be happy this summer, but also make sure we're getting some things done. So here's my tips for you today. So first of all, we all know we don't want to lose those momentums. So first of all, I highly recommend, if you're not someone who has your schedule done until September, like if you're doing it on the fly, this is not fair to you. It's not fair to your team. First thing you want done is your schedule, your staff schedule, your team schedule, and your schedule. Schedule off your time off, schedule off your breaks, schedule a vacation, put your team in there. Ideally now we want to see a schedule done right through until September or October. That's my number one tip. You do you. With all of these tips, you do you. This is just something that if you just sit down and do it now, it'll be done. This is actually for all of these things. A few hours, and I promise you, a few hours of your precious time right now, doing some of these things today or soon, things that I'm going to share with you today. Put it in your calendar that you're going to sit down and do it. You're going to hide away, go to a coffee shop, hide away, do all these things, and you're going to be so happy. You're going to be so happy all these things are done. So get your schedule done as far in advance as you can. This is it's just fair. It's not it's not fair to your staff if you're not doing it. So they can plan their lives and have a little fun and stuff too, right? They want to have fun. They need rest. They don't, they want to enjoy their life as well too. So a good manager is getting that done in advance. So 2 cents on that. Number 2, schedule out your promotions. Ideally, again, right through until September. Get out your calendar and make sure you have your promotions, your events, your holidays, your new product lines, your merchandising flips, your front window done are all on the calendar. Back to school, summer solstice, whatever it is you are doing and talking about in your shop, this is key. This does not take that long. It does not take that long. 1 hour of planning, this will save you a ridiculous amount of mental energy all summer long. You're gonna send me an email and say, why didn't I do this before, if you're not doing this now? So sit down, get it done. Your big rocks, the things that are happening between now and September. So if you're a member of the Inner Circle, I hope you are, the Retailer's Inner Circle, you can check out the July and August playbooks. Those are the monthly playbooks that we give our members every month. It has calendar dates on it with set ideas, with promotional ideas. Everything is in there already with dates of things that are upcoming, like National Day of whatever, and back to school ideas, and all of these things that are happening in July and things to be planning for coming up. It's all in your playbook if you're a member of the Retailer's Inner Circle. If you're not a member of the Inner Circle, you can just get your calendars out and dig through and figure out what's happening. Don't forget to local events happening in your community as well. Very important. So these are all in the playbooks for you inside the Retailer's Inner Circle. In the dashboard, you can always find them there. In the headquarters, I should say, you can find the monthly playbook. So we have them all in there until August already. So July's in there, August is in there. I'm probably going to have September's in there by the time this podcast comes out live as well too. So that will be easy for you. You can start planning ahead. The next thing we want to do is spend about 1 hour, and listen to me carefully here, 1 hour, and getting all of your basic social media coverage done, your posting done, something. So here's a hot summer tip. reuse content that you used last year. Seriously, you're probably selling the same brands. You're probably doing a lot of the same things. There's still the same holidays. Go back, 4th of July post. What did you put? Reschedule that. Copy, paste, schedule it to go out on July 4th. All of the holidays, your back to school posts, the engaging posts that you did. You have a gold mine there. So go get it. You have a gold mine, go get it. No one cares, no one remembers. And if they do, it's probably because it was a good one and they remember. So go back, stop reinventing the wheel, go back and pull out some of those things. Now, of course, we're not going to pull out try-ons or anything like that, or things that are new, but generally we carry the same brands, we do the same things, we talk the same way to our people, we have engaging posts, we have, different things going on. Maybe you're just going to have to zhuzh up a picture, maybe change out a picture, but the content is still there. Maybe you talked about how beautiful, your jewelry is, or your books, or something, and you can just reshare. So no one is going to remember. I want you to go back. This is going to save you a ton of time. I promise you. You have a gold mine there. So that is a hot tip, and you can schedule those all out. So pull a few out, schedule them right through. Some is better than none, right? So we have those scheduled. The other thing we can do is use old emails. So last summer, you might have emailed your list. Hopefully you did. So go back to last summer, see what you sent out, and just zhuzh it up with current information and reuse it. You probably can talk about the same things. You can, whether it's, hey, everybody, are you, enjoying the summer? Or how's your vacation? We're doing blah, blah, blah here. And here's some things going on in our shop. Just you reuse it. You can probably even reuse the same words. For the most part, we can use the same things over and over again. Just, zhuzh it up. Stop reinventing the wheel. We all do it, but it's not necessary. The next thing is to schedule your emails for the whole summer. Ooh, sounds scary, right? Again, we're going to sit down for about an hour, and we can template out and make short and sweet emails, about one a week if that's what you're doing for your shop. That's only 8. I know some of you do a lot more than that, and that's great. But if you're on a rhythm, whatever your cadence and your rhythm is, we don't want that to slow down right now. Right now, July, August, and into September is when we want to stay top of mind with our clients, keeping our clients in the loop of what's going on, keeping top of mind, because we want to make sure that they remember us come shopping season. So keep it up. Don't drop the ball. This is a common thing. We're just like, well, I didn't get my emails out. That's okay. So I want you to think about your customers. So sit down and schedule those all out. When you batch things, when you sit down, and I know it's hard, but once you do one, and if you have an idea and you know what you're going to write about, you can just get them out. I promise. And then you can schedule emails. Most of your all the email servers allow you to schedule it out, and it is done. It's off your brain. It's so freeing. So whatever the regular rhythm is that you send out your emails, get those done, get them scheduled. And if you don't have a rather regular rhythm, let me encourage you to do that. This is what Wendy does. She reminds you all the time that you need to have an email list and you need to email your people. So I just want to remind you of that. The next thing you can do when you think about your emails is to make it easier for yourself, disrupt the pattern. So what I mean by that is use the summer to share maybe what you're up to. Maybe share a post about your favorite beach song. This could be in social media and or in your emails. Something that's not normal. Hey guys, summer's here, and here's a list of my favorite beach songs. Maybe it's a summer Spotify list that you're going to share that you compiled. So random and different and not normal. I don't mean that not normal, but just unexpected. And it's a pleasure. It makes me smile when I think about that. Maybe a recipe. Some of my clients have done this in the past, sent out a recipe of their favorite summer beverage. And side note, if anybody has a favorite mojito recipe, send that out. No, send it to me. I want to read your emails. So, those kinds of things make customers smile, even if that has nothing to do with your business. You sell clothing and you send out hey, this is what I've got all this mint growing. Is mint in mojito? I don't even know. Anyway, if, I've got all this mint growing here and here's what I'm doing with it. Here's a nice recipe that I found. Maybe you're going to share a vacation picture and you're going to say, guess where I am, and get your customers. Or you're going to say, here's where I am on vacation. Have you ever been here? I love your tips. Or we're heading to this area. Give me some tips, where to go. People love to see the human side of your business. And this also disrupts the pattern. And we've talked about disrupting the pattern and being different a little bit here. So you're not same. This is kind of a cool way. This is also really easy, right? Like, this is easy. This is an easy post. This is an easy thing. And, oh, hey, while I'm on vacation, don't forget the girls are running the shop, whatever you need to say. Or even if you're not on vacation, you can say, drop in and see me. I love, drop in and see me, whatever it is. We've got a whole bunch of new blah, blah, blahs. You throw that in your email, Bob's your uncle, or your post. Humanize your brand. And humanizing your brand means sharing a little bit of your other side of your life or other things going on. So think about that. So that's easy, right? If you're a retailer's inner circle member, again, I want to remind you that we have done for you email subject lines in every every playbook that comes out. So we have some for July, we have some for August, we have some for September. They're all in the playbook for you. So they can prompt you to what to write. So if you're sitting there, if you're one of those people like I used to be, sitting there staring at the screen, wondering, when they told me to write all these emails, I don't know what to write. Grab that prompt. We have a lot of retailers who literally print that out. They just put it on their desk, and when they need to do their social media, or better yet, if you've given it to somebody else, just get it done. We also have idea banks, an idea bank in the content creation masterclass, which you can find in the headquarters. So there's an entire booklet, you can print out with enough social media tips to do the whole year, let alone the summer. And it's just like bang, bang, bang. It'll give you so many ideas of what to post, like super simple things like behind the scenes, or talk about what's going on, at the local coffee shop, whatever. There's all kinds of prompts there, and you will see that it just makes your life easier. So again, many of our members just print that out and they use it for easy prompts for social media all the time. We hear all the time. I get notes all the time, and I actually see the posts all the time as well too. I know where they came from. So stop working so hard. Summer's supposed to be easy. Let's make it easy. Stop making life so hard for yourself. Give yourself some grace and space. So if you do live sales or you do store tour lives, and you have a rhythm to that and you have a cadence to that, make sure you're scheduling those out so that on Tuesday afternoons, I'm in the shop. That's not the day I'm going to the beach, or that's just what's happening. Or hand the reins off and hand the lives off to somebody else. Have a guest host. Maybe it's a team member. Maybe it's a customer. Maybe it's a local influencer who loves your shop and comes in all the time. And sometimes when I say local influencer, sometimes what I mean is, I don't necessarily mean like the Instagram, whatever. Maybe there's just somebody who's really cool and really would be really great on camera. A lot of people know them. They would get some attention. We have some local shops here who do that with people, and it's great because then they share and it gets a whole new eyeballs and audience on you. So just doesn't have to be you all the time if you feel like it has to be. So how could you make your life easier by getting somebody else to do your live or your store tour or just something in your shop and social media? So if you have events, sit down, or better yet, delegate all the tasks of the event. So make sure that you're doing that now. If we have a promotion coming up, what are the 15 things I need to do to get this done? Most of the time, it's the same 15 things or the same 12 things or the same 10 things for every event. So make your list, get your own rhythm and cadence and how you're going to do it, and get it done in one sitting instead of just in time social media posting. So what I mean by that is you can schedule out all the posts about that event now. You can schedule out the emails about it if you have an open house, let's say, or you have a August clearance sale. You can do that now. Do your Canva graphics now. Do your, you can do everything right now. So you can get that done. So I just wanted to remind you that sitting down, getting that done in advance is really important. Okay, number 4, I guess where we are now, inventory ordering for the holidays. This should be well underway. I feel like I don't need to tell anybody who's listening to this that, but make a point that if this is something that's been a little bit on your mind and lingering, get that off your mind, get it done, and then it won't be a monkey on your back come September and panicking. So take some time, get it done. You're going to do it anyways. What's the saying? If you move that, you can move the mountain wherever you want, but at some point in time, you're going to have to climb it. So why not climb it now, get it over with, and then sit back and relax. It'll be done. It'll be off your mind. You can have so much more fun this summer. The last tip that I have is coming at you with a lovingly stern tone. I've got my finger pointing, and if you've been working with me or you know me or you've seen me on camera, I try not to point my finger, but what happens when I get excited? I point my finger. So I'm coming at you with a little lovingly nudge. I see a lot of shop owners, myself, my previous self, I should say, when I first was running my shop included, not handing things over that they could. So nothing bad will happen to you if somebody else answers your social media. Nothing bad will happen. So let's say you hand off all of your social media control, maybe for July and August. And by that, I mean, maybe you post them all if you feel the need to do that, or you have somebody that you want to be in charge of. You help them, guide them, figuring out what to post, and then you back off. So comments, you set up guidelines, like we want all posts answered. I always say that we want every post answered. We have somebody else in your DMs if you want. That's okay. Nothing bad will happen. If anything, if you go away on vacation, make sure that that's happening. Also, it's okay if you're not glued to your phone. I know you know this. We're going to link a post here about how to manage time better and to get away from your phone. Some tips that I have. We've done a podcast on it. I teach a lot around this. I promise you nothing bad is going to happen if you set some boundaries or you give some things away. So you can also put an autoresponder on your emails and let go of the guilt of not feeling like you have to jump the minute an email comes through or a post comes through or a text comes through or whatever. My friend, your sanity and your business is much better if you are not doing that. So it's way more professional, if I dare say, to have boundaries than not. No boundaries doesn't, like, just boundaries meaning you're just like willy-nilly answering at 3 a.m. if somebody sends you a text or a message. Let's hand some things off, or at least put some big guardrails and boundaries around when we're going to be checking our emails. Maybe you could get really, daring and hire an assistant. Actually, one of my clients just did this to take care of all your emails. So I had a client who did this because she had a key partner quit. And so she brought in a VA to help her with all the email corralling. This was a suggestion I had made to her, and the VA was helping with a few other things, but one of the things was taking over her email. She was like mortified that this would not work and whatever, but we did it. She did it. It was only supposed to be for a short period of time. And now she said the average cost to have that email sent over is 2 sales a month. So 2 average order values a month, like that's it. Just 2 sales a month cover the cost of this VA for her in her position, in her particular situation. But the freedom, the way that this has helped her, like it's all organized now. She knows what she's supposed to answer. She doesn't lose anything in her emails. It's been incredible. So it's helped her have freedom to do more sales, to step into her CEO role, and she feels like a boss now. I will tell you, she loves it. So there's that assistant, and that system is not going anywhere for her for a while. And so anyway, I just want to encourage you, like, what could a lighter workload look like for you? And maybe that is getting somebody else to do your social media, somebody else to do your emails, somebody else to do, even if it's a short period of time. I also want to remind you that when you take vacation, or even if it's a short break, even if it's after work today and you're going to go play mini golf with your kids, or you're going to go visit your mom, or you're going to go do something with your spouse or your partner or a friend or your girlfriends, we don't want to be glued to our phones, right? Stay off your cameras. Stay off your POS system. I have a client who just used to watch that POS system like it was a lottery machine or something. I don't know what. I don't even know what you watch that much. She was watching every sale, and she'd freak out if they would go an hour without a sale. Or that is not rest. That is not fun. That is not what you need to do. So the same with cameras and, watching your employees the whole time. Trust your people. Trust yourself that you've trained them well. Trust your people. You don't need to be on them all the time. And if you suspect or you wish or you whatever, go watch later, go back, correct or shift whatever needs to be done later. Spend time if you're with your kiddos, be with your kiddos. If you're golfing with them, golf. If you're out, you're out. If you're having fun, give yourself that grace and space. Okay. I hope that this has been helpful. In just a few hours, you can have such a great chunk of your marketing done, of your business operations done. You can take some time, do the things I mentioned today. Enjoy the summer. Enjoy the rest of the summer. Don't be so hard on yourself. Have some fun, man. Have some fun in the sun, as they say, this summer. Turn up the music. Enjoy. This is supposed to be fun. And I feel like we martyr ourselves, or I don't know if that's the right word, but we sometimes are so hard on ourselves, and we carry that big ball of, I didn't send an email today. I should really go upstairs and send that email right now while you all sit out here and have a barbecue or whatever. So I want you to think about that. I don't want you to lugging your laptop everywhere. So if you're bringing your laptop to the beach, you're doing it wrong. That's you don't want to do that. We want to go to the beach with a beach bucket or a good book. So there you are, my friend. I hope this has been helpful. It's the beginning of July. It's the beginning of a deep part of summer. Some of you, it's a great season. Some of you, it's slower. Some of you, this is a really busy season in tourism. So no matter what your July and August look like, let's make sure we're fitting in rest for you, because what's coming is really busy. Q4 is going to be busy, right? Let's make sure we're putting in some fun. And I honestly believe we should be filtering in fun through everything. And let's lighten up a little bit. Let's get some things done in advance. Let's put our CEO hat on, put on some good music, make yourself a cup of coffee, or maybe you're going to make yourself a mojito and go through all of these pre-planning things. So I hope this has been helpful. Again, I see, I want to be here our business is here to support. Our businesses are supposed to be here to support our lifestyle, your lifestyle. This means joy, freedom, profits. And sometimes, as I said, I see a lot of the retailers just not doing the joy and the freedom part so much and just chasing the product. So be kind to yourself, my friend. Have some fun. And I'd love to know what you're doing for fun this summer. So please jump into my DMs over on Instagram, Wendy Batten Biz. Jump in this week. I'd love to have a conversation with you and tell me what you're doing for fun. And, you can share your favorite mojito recipe with me if you got one as well, too. So, all right, my friends, thank you so much for listening. Happy July. We will see you next week, where we're bringing you some great replays of some fabulous podcasts that I have done with incredible shop owners, and I just think their voice needs to be heard again. So we're going to be sharing a few of those replays again starting next week. So see you next week. Have a great week. Happy July, my friends. Have a great week. I'm so happy you're here. I appreciate you so much. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm so glad that you were here to join us this week, and I hope you found value in what we're sharing here. I want to remind you that our website has all of the show notes. You can find it at wendybatten.com/podcast. Everything that you need to hear about today's podcast is there. Also an opportunity if you need to reach out to me. If I can support you in any way whatsoever, please feel free to reach out. So thanks for joining us. Please leave a review, subscribe if you can, and never miss an episode. We hope to see you back here again next week. Thanks, my friend. Have a great week.